Okay, looks like we're finally back. Let me check Stream Rumble here. Should be functioning. Maybe. Let's try it again. Well, we'll see. All right, let's turn that music off. And we're back. I don't know what happened there. Streamlabs glitched out, and I don't know why. And that is really strange. So I'm going to give people a chance to jump back in. Thank you for coming back. Those of you who are already here. That was weird. I never had that one happen before. So, AD, you're still Johnny at the spot, though. You're still gonna get another bell just for coming back so fast. All right. We'll let people jump in. Anyone that wasn't here before so far, we're getting there. No, it's not back to Boomer 2 tire. This was a Streamlabs glitch out, and I have no idea what happened. It just all of a sudden froze. I hope that isn't going to be the way things work today. Let me drop a new link for YouTube into X right now. Post glitch out. How do you spell glitch? TCH out. Part 2 for YouTube. And away we go. Anyway, all right, so that was unfortunate. Now that people are coming out of the woodwork, and welcome back. What do you mean blaming it on Streamlabs? No, Streamlabs froze on me. I have no idea why. Once more with gusto. Yeah, let's do it once more with gusto. So anyway, welcome back. Avocados Diablo, Jimmy Das Hotep, Zed the Snarky, TC, Tyre Alexander, Shoot Your Gospel. I said the Snarky. Lord Stanhope, you're here now. That's good. And Patio Furniture, Bookworm Addict, and of course Simon Wolfwood. So we'll see how this one works. I'm kind of upset about that. I don't like it when that kind of crap happens. But 19 of you are back. 8 likes. Hit the like on this one, and go back hit the like on the old one too. It's just how it is. This was not a boomer moment. This was Streamlabs being ball cancer again. Yes, pretty much. Reshare the stream. Reshare. Yeah, if you're watching YouTube, share the new stream. And I greatly appreciate it. In fact, thanks to those who did share the old one too. Tall Person and Jimmy Das Hotep and TC and all of you, but now you got to do another one. This is a bummer. Good morning, Aaron Meredith too. All right, let's get in. Let's try to do the show. It's hump day. We already went through that. It is Valentine's Day, and I tell you what, if you do Valentine's Day on X, you need to be concerned, because the very first tweet is people doing things with their body parts to other people with their body parts, and I don't need to see that on YouTube. So I'm going to try to find one here. Here's a cute one. I'm trying to find one that I can put on the screen, and it looks like this is it. So here is, I got to redo this too. There's some things I got to redo because there we go. All right. So this is a nice, wait, what happened to it? Oh my God. This is not my day. Okay, here we go. Hump day. Valentine's Day right here. Here's a good one for Valentine's Day. This one says it's your special day, so I got you these amazing treats from the local bakery. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. There you go. Some cute little cupcakes with bees and some flowers and shit. I love it. And you can't even see it because I don't even have it on the screen. Right there. Damn it. All right, there we go. Isn't that cute? Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Now, other things trending because of Valentine's Day are, and I can't put them on the screen because I'm scared. We got V-Day, which I suppose that, what the hell's this? No, I cannot put that on the screen. Okay, never mind. I swear, people take whatever opportunity they can to drop body parts on the screen for these types of days, and I'm not having it. I'm just gonna skip that. Also trending is Happy Love. Now, some places, instead of calling it Valentine's Day, they call it Love Day. So here's someone in apparently a Korean type human being with some flowers for Happy Love Day. I think that's just how it's translated in Korean, is Valentine is Love Day. And then also love is in the air, but hang on, make sure no one body parts are in the air. Let me skip over to that one. That's another one that is trending. Again, see, now this, what, oh my God, people, why? Can I just, well, here's a good one for love is in the air. This is perfect. This is the perfect image for love is in the air is The Rock. Can you smell what's cooking? Or he's smelling that love in the air. So there you go. As opposed to someone's body part in the air. So there you go. That was the bunch of things trending because of Valentine's Day. Oh, wait, this one too. Cupid is trending. Now, I suppose if you're worried about Cupid on Valentine's Day, you might be a little too late. But let's see. Let me find one good Cupid. As opposed to shoot that poison arrow through my heart. Who knows the band? Okay, here's one. Poor Snoopy trying to help out Charlie Brown, trying to throw those Cupid's arrows, and it's just not working. So anyway, so if it's Valentine's Day and you need Cupid, well, let's just wait till next year. That sounds good. All right. Other things, let's see, what else is happening in the world? It's Ash Wednesday also. It's Ash Wednesday. So if you see people walking around with a little black smudge on their head, don't try to wipe it off for them. It's there for a reason. It is Ash Wednesday. Let's see, Fort Hays State has something. This is for real. Fort Hays State's turned Ash Wednesday into a LGBTQ event celebrating queerness with glitter and, oh my God. It's So here it is, the daily announcement. Fort Hays State University. Daily announcements. Get your ash on campus. See what they did there? Wednesday, February 14th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the MU, which is probably the student union. You can get your Ash Wednesday ashes on the go. Okay, now, you can choose traditional ashes or glitter ash, makeup grade, biodegradable purple glitter mixed with traditional ashes. Why glitter? Glitter is an inextricable element of queer history. Oh, is it now? Did in the early 5th century were they using glitter as a signal of queerness? What the fuck does that mean? Glitter and ash, it is an inherently queer sign of Christian belief, blending symbols of mortality and hope, of penance and celebration. Where did they come up with this? Did Jesus, were they throwing glitter at Jesus as they carried the cross through the town? Hello, Anano Horizon, how you doing? And also Phantom Dogfart, the greatest name on the internet. And number one over on YouTube. Nice to see you here. What the hell is this? This Ash Wednesday, we will make that spark of life easier to see. We will stand witness to the gritty, glittery, scandalous hope that exists in the very marrow of the LGBTQ plus tradition. For more information, what the flying bat fuck is this? Yes, this is the actual email I got from FHSU this morning as a student, as a Christian, and I am sad. I am absolutely appalled. I do not care what you personally believe. Only Lord God can judge us, but this feels like a personal attack. It feels like my faith and all who believe what I believe is being mocked. It is. The devil is not hiding anymore. He's right in front of us. He's in your children's schools. Normally, I don't voice my opinion, but when it comes to my God, I will not hesitate to defend his name, repent in the name of Jesus. Okay, that's their message. So, oh, for fuck's sake. Talk about, they are culturally appropriating bindi dots? Yeah, I don't know. Not yet. And glitter is a pain in the ass. Hello, Shrapnel, by the way. I see you popped in GDSOB. That's just so, why is the university, Fort Hays State, doing that? It's like, nope, you're not allowed to have your own holidays. Oh, nope, you're not allowed to have your own beliefs. You must obey and conform to the current thing, which is being LGBTQ plus, I guess. It's very, very unfortunate. Okay, that's what was that on? That was on Ash Wednesday. Let me find something on Ash Wednesday that's not going to piss me off. But again, don't unsmudge someone's head. And basically, Ash Wednesday marks the week before Lent. We had Fat Tuesday yesterday, Ash Wednesday today. 3 days until Lent. Ash Wednesday starts the 40th day fast observed by 1.4 billion Catholics globally. May God grant us grace to fast with purpose. Amen. Don't forget to pray 5 times daily. Start with the morning Angelus, 6 a.m. Okay, they gave that's if you're Catholic. That's Lutherans and Episcopalians and other denominations just do recognize Ash Wednesday, but it's not quite as prominent as the Catholics do. Now there's also this one here. What is this? This is Ash Wednesday. Lent begins. What is Lent? The 40-day period from, hang on, I can't even see that. Let's make that a little bigger there. The 40-day period from Ash Wednesday and before Easter Sunday, it is marked by prayer, fasting, abstinence, and other acts of penance. Praying, fasting, abstinence. What is fasting? 1 meal a day and 2 smaller meals, which if added together would not exceed 1 full meal. Well, I do kind of a daily fasting anyway. Abstinence is refraining from eating meat. Meat is considered to be the flesh and organs of mammals and fowl, but you can eat fish. And days of fast, Ash Wednesday, Good Friday, who are required? Catholics from age 18 to 59. The sick and expectant mothers are excused from fasting. Days of abstinence. Okay, that's just... Oh, Ash Wednesday, all Fridays of Lent, and Good Friday. Who are required? Mandatory for anyone older than 14 years old. So I guess that's the Catholic guidelines for Lent and Ash Wednesday, which is interesting because I've never really actually read that before. It's something that we did in my house as Episcopalians. I grew up Episcopalian, which is basically Catholic light. But I didn't really know. I guess I didn't really pay attention enough in church to why. And if we observed it, we didn't. Okay, I was just about to say we didn't observe it religiously. So anyway, all right. Tall person, thank you for dropping a deuce in the tip jar over on Rumble. Whoops. And Tall person says today is a very special day indeed. Yes, today is National Ferris Wheel Day, perhaps the most iconic amusement park ride. Well, thank you. That's pretty fascinating. Happy Ferris Wheel Day. You know, it's interesting. When we were in Europe, every major city we went to seemed to have a Ferris wheel, like a city Ferris wheel, like a big Ferris wheel just out in the middle of somewhere for no apparent reason. And I thought it was pretty cool. So you Europeans, you got it going on. That's I got to tell you. All right. Now beyond Ash Wednesday, what else is going on? Parkland. This is the anniversary of that terrible day in Parkland, Florida. And I guess every town, the anti-gun group is mentioning that because he said tonight to a crowd of NRA members, Trump bragged about having done nothing to curb gun violence. I want to see here's what they say, and let me see what he actually said. Bragged about having done nothing to curb gun violence even after horrific mass shootings in Parkland, El Paso, and Dayton. He cannot be trusted with the lives and safety of our community. So here, let's see what he actually said here. Did he say that the Second Amendment is something that we observe? Or let's see what his exact words, because I'm going to say that I bet he didn't even mention Parkland, El Paso, or whatever the other one they just said there. Here's what he actually said.
During my 4 years, nothing happened, and there was great pressure on me having to do with guns. We did nothing. We didn't yield. And once you yield a little bit, that's just the beginning. That's the avalanche begins.
Okay. So they didn't, the administration itself did not attempt to curb your rights on that particular issue. Did they do anything as far as, this, for example, in the states where this happened, did they do anything to step up law enforcement, to step up way to protect people? They did do the bump stock thing, though. That was crazy, which I think is no longer in effect. So he did do that, and I think that was acquiescing to them. I don't think he should have acquiesced to them. Real quick, thank you, by the way, for the people who are helping us catch up. Nano and another guy, V, Jimmy Das Hotep, Tyler F. Oh, what? Someone wrong? What? Okay, someone's responding to me. Oh, that's never mind. So on X this morning, I just noticed this when I was getting ready for the show. So Rob Reiner was trending for some reason, but he's not anymore. And I'm like, well, why is Rob Reiner trending? And part of it was because of this post here. Now listen, I want you to listen to this for a second, because this is from a while back, and Rob Reiner was talking about the January 6th committee a while back when they were about to give out the report. Now, listen to this very carefully and tell me if you can, what do you think that I reacted to first when Rob Reiner made this statement?
Hi, I'm Rob Reiner.
Hi, Rob.
On January 6, 2020, a violent mob led by a president who had lost an election and was desperate to hang on to power, attacked the U.S. Capitol to prevent the legal counting of votes and the peaceful transfer of power. Pure and simple, this was an attack on the United States government. Shortly after the attack, the House of Representatives formed a bipartisan committee to find out.
A bipartisan committee. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to let you figure this out, but this is not the part I'm asking about. Let me see if you figured it out, because I caught it.
Exactly what happened.
You should have caught it by now.
6th. And this Thursday, after an exhaustive investigation,
one-sided investigation of people who all were of the same mindset,
they will present their findings to the American public. And
okay. Did anyone catch it? And it was long before this part, and I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's just not worth the time. Did anyone notice something about that should have caught everyone's ear? And I've been rolling through the comments on this, and the people responding, most of the people responding to this didn't even notice, and I noticed it immediately. I'm going to have you listen to the beginning of it one more time. Listen very carefully. Listen very carefully.
Hi, I'm Rob Reiner. On January 6, 2020, a violent mob led by a president who had lost an election and was desperate to hang on to power attacked the U.S. Capitol to prevent the legal counting of votes and the peaceful transfer of power.
Anyone catch it? I caught it the first time I heard it. Rob got the date wrong. It was not January 6th, 2020. It was January 6th, 2021. Tyler F. There you go. You got it. There you go. You got it. Because I know there's a delay in the time that your writing pops up on the screen and me. There's a delay. So I know you got it. January 6th, 2020. 21. And so I said, no, Rob, you got the year wrong. It was, and the January 6th committee had no interest in presenting the complete story of what happened that day. They had a narrative they wanted to portray and brought in a television producer to create their one-sided story. So anyway, I thought it was funny that he got it completely wrong. And I was like scrolling through this, and I think I'm the only one who even mentioned that he got the date wrong. He got the fucking date wrong. So I'm like, let's see. And I'm still scrolling. Anyone else besides me say he got the wrong year? He had the wrong year. Oh, and finally, down here, I agree, but it was 2021. So anyway, Rob with the dickhead hat. I thought that was funny that he completely got that wrong. I will put that in the links today, too. In fact, I'll put that one in there first if you want to share that. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Ash Wednesday, Parkland. Also, PEMDAS. PEMDAS is trending again, and about every 6 months, the formula for addition and subtraction, whatever, PEMDAS comes up, and everyone's arguing about this particular equation here. And some people are saying the answer is 1, and some people are saying the answer is 9. And you know what? Depending on when you learn PEMDAS is probably going to depend on whether you get this right to someone else's satisfaction. When I was growing up in math, this 6 plus 2 here, usually everything, anytime there was parentheses, anything that you did with the parentheses was all supposed to be one thing, and the thing out here was by itself. Apparently now they teach it that because this says this is 2 times what's in the parentheses, you do that separately, and then so because they're all either multiplication or division, there's no order, and they would say that it'd be 6 divided by 6 divided by 2, 3 times 3 would be 9. But in my day, you did this whole, anything is parentheses. Even though this is supposed to be times, this is considered one separate equation or whatever, one separate function. So yes, Lord Stanhope, when I learned math, I did learn it on a clay tablet. Thank you very much. Thank you, Hypnagogic Monk. And 21, how'd you get that? And 20, you got that too, Nano Horizon. Yeah, it was 2021. So anyway, that's why, and this happens, I swear, every 6 months, one of these things pop up on Twitter, and 6,000 people are all talking about it, trying to say, oh, you're stupid, it's supposed to be this, and no, you're stupid, it's supposed to be this. And literally, it does depend on when you learned math. And in fact, I think now they teach it that because that's the 2 times this in parentheses, whatever, order of operations. That's still how I know it. Yeah, I thought so too, but apparently they are teaching it the other way now. It makes no sense to me. I don't care because I don't have to do math for anything anymore. So anyway, also trending, Sony is trending. Sony's trending because, people were talking about this the other day too. Apparently they are going to stop Gunu. What the fuck is Gunu? They're Gunu? Did I just say Gunu? They're going to stop making PlayStation consoles. And apparently the sales of PlayStation 5s has topped out. And so after the sales of PlayStation 5 failed to meet expectations, Sony has said the console is entering the latter stages of its life cycle. So now they're still going to make PlayStation games, but now they'll be able to, they're going to make it for other platforms, and they're going to have a computer-based PlayStation, so you don't have to have a console. I don't know. But anyway, so PlayStation is winding down this particular segment. So now everyone's going to have to go with the next iteration of Xbox, I guess. But some of those Sony exclusive games will now be made for other platforms too. So there you go. Moving on, Ian Miles Chong is trending. Now, if you're not familiar with Ian Miles Chong, he's a internet, I guess, activist, whatever type of person. He's ubiquitous on the app formerly known as Twitter, also called X. I think he also writes for somebody. What is he? Does he write for anybody? No, he just says, I say the quiet power out loud. But he has almost 1 million followers. And I don't think he lives in Malaysia, but he's very into American politics. I think he lives here part-time. And apparently there's some people on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, who are fantasizing about him being executed by the country of Malaysia. They're making up some fan fiction about him supposedly dying. And so someone here, for example, here it is, someone named Bernie Gold. Well, here, let's just listen to this. I haven't listened to this, but let's see what this says here.
To the office of Madam Hannah Yeo. You may be aware of a Malaysian man named Ian Miles Cheong, who styles himself online as an American journalist and who recently came under investigation by the SB for his public declarations supporting the existence of the nation of Israel. After these statements, he doubled down and has called for the violent overthrow of the Malaysian government on his podcast, The New Junta. In the most recent episode, he called for his listeners to organize and kidnap.
Now, remember, let me just make this clear.
The Malaysian Minister of Youth and Sports. He has described
false.
The details of the front area of the personal residence of this person and has been publicly speculating about ways he and a, quote, small team could infiltrate it and then escape. You can find the latest episode of this podcast on his dark web homepage, if you can use the Tor browser. Kind regards, Bernard Goldsmith, President, CEO, UAE Exotic Falconry and Finance, LLC.
Okay, so that is completely false, but there are people all over the internet thinking he's actually going to be... They're fanficking his death. For example, this one, me watching E. Miles Chong's bullet-ridden corpse slump over after the public execution. Now, this is terrible. This is terrible. And generally, Ian Miles Chong is, they're trying to get him killed. I think they are. Now this is funny. I just heard about the illegal execution of American patriot Ian Miles Chong. My office is in contact with the Malaysian embassy to demand answers and justice from a dear friend. I was always remember Ian for his unwavering support of Israel. Such a travesty. That is a parody YouTube or X account. So anyway, there's lots of people talking about this. So just so you know, if you know of Ian Miles Chong, it is not true. He's not being executed by the country of Malaysia. And in fact, I think someone in the Malaysian government started hearing about this. And so yeah, here's another one. This is insane. Breaking news, Ian Miles Chong is said to be publicly executed February 15th. In a stunning turn of events, the Malaysian government has voted unanimously to use the brazen bull as the method of executions. Okay, so that's a joke. If you're they're going to use this as the method of execution. Yeah, that's not happening. Anyway, so but someone in the Malaysian government, and I wish I could find it now. Oh, here it is. One of the funniest things about the Ian Miles Chong execution memes is that even the Malaysian news media is like, what the fuck? Why is this guy who's never been to the United States an American culture warrior? Well, that's interesting, but they're also wondering why. I'm sure they're wondering why the hell are they saying that he's going to be a here it is. The influencer, Ian Miles Chong, affiliated with Rebel News, a right-leaning pro-Israel Canadian news organization, is a Malaysian who purportedly has never visited the United States or Canada. Despite this, Chong has been deeply engaged in American European political discourse online for years, garnering attention from high-profile followers, including Elon Musk. Yet, Chong has conspicuously avoided commenting on Malaysian politics despite his presence on significant mainstream platforms in the U.S., including Fox News. So, but they don't know why. They don't know why this is happening. So it's just very strange. And that's why Ian Miles Chong is trending. Moving on. Let's see. We'll get through the rest of these fast. George Santos is trending. Okay. This is what Mike was talking about earlier. Oh, bad day for Republicans and election over in New York. So remember, they removed George Santos from his seat in Congress, the that dude, the lying guy. Okay. Well, and the outcome of that is the Republicans have lost the seat. Apparently, Tom Suozzi is the new representative in the House for that district that he was in. Now, let's see, 17 hours ago, folks, there are just over 3 hours of polls closed. The Democrat won. House passed impeachment Mayorkas by only one vote. Yesterday, a Democrat took the seat that George Santos held. Even when we give the GOP the House, they find a way to screw it up. Why should we donate our money or time to get them elected? Well, that's a good question. That's from someone named Travis and Flint, who's ubiquitous on Twitter also. So anyway, David Clark, wonder if the GOP House wakes up today feeling cleansed of the stain of George Santos. They got 2 for 1. They got rid of Santos and lost the seat. Virtue signaling idiots should have let him ride out the term. Democrats haven't expelled Senator Bob Menendez yet. That is true. That is true. And in fact, here's the article. Well, maybe. Dems flip seat as Suozzi wins crucial special congressional election in New York. So now they're even the House majority by Republicans is even smaller. So congratulations, gentlemen. You couldn't wait till November to get rid of, dickhead George. But look, was he going to win? He wasn't going to win re-election. And so there you go. And his Suozzi's theme for his campaign, let's fix this. There you go. Also trending, Tommy Tuberville. Apparently, Democrats are mad at Tuberville because apparently here's one of the tweets. Tommy Tuberville blamed America for the war in Ukraine and expressed sympathy for Putin. Now, I'm curious what that means. This is someone mad at Tuberville. He also said that Ukraine can't win this war. This pathetic son of a bitch needs to be removed from the Senate. Oh, wow. Why? Are we at war with Russia right now? Oh, are they our enemy? Well, I guess we're not really at war with Russia, right? So you can still have opinions about Russia that may not fit the mainstream. God forbid. Hello, Don Julio, Gulf City Biker and Trash Man. Nice to see you. And Todd Swank. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier, but welcome. He's obviously a foreign agent. Get him out with zealous kick. No, he's not a foreign agent. He has an opinion that's different than you. Now what is this? Who's wrote this article out? Who's this by? Oh, Midas Touch. Fuck Midas Touch. They're assholes. I don't need that. So anyway, but the people on the left are mad because Tuberville maybe just doesn't want to send more money to Ukraine. And maybe just because, well, does it look like Ukraine is going to be able to sustain this war without us giving them free shit and all of our money? I don't think so. But so they're very mad. They're very mad at Tommy Tuberville. Let's see. And then apparently they also, this was from a couple days ago, I don't care about that. Tommy Tuberville, flanked by Roger Marshall. Democrats like to talk. Oh, this is from February 4th. Okay, here's it. Breaking. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville has introduced a bill to stop the Biden administration from prioritizing illegal aliens over U.S. veterans. Oh, that's interesting. That's from yesterday. Biden decided, okay, we've got to feed these 10 million people we've let come across the border. We've got to house them, and we've got to give them health care. They've opened up care from the doctors in these VA community care systems. The lines in the VA are now getting longer. Our funds that are supposed to go to veterans are going to these illegal immigrants that are coming across, Tuberville said. If we don't get a guy like President Trump in office, heaven help us. I don't know what we're going to do. I did not know that they were starting to use VA facilities for the excuse me, migrants. I did not know that. Good for Tuberville. We'll get to why. Oh shit! I can't believe that. So anyway, let's see here. Vote Vets. Reminder: the Government Accountability Office is investigating damage done to the U.S. Oh yeah, this is Vote Vets is a left-wing veterans organization. Let's see here. Coach Tommy Tuberville. My statement on the U.S. Senator's latest Ukraine giveaway. Here's what they're mad about. Here it is on full screen. I'm one of the only senators who hasn't voted for a dime of Ukraine funding, and I'm not going to start now. 2 months ago, Senate Republicans Conference spoke with one voice and said that we should not give any more money to Ukraine until we secured our southern border. I still believe that. Now should be a time for diplomacy as we face emerging priorities around the world, such as the possibility of a regional war in the Middle East and threats to Taiwan. We are borrowing $80,000 per second, and this bill would only increase that number if it somehow became law. Leadership requires priorities, and our priority right now should be our southern border. How can you argue with this? Not a land war in Eastern Europe in which we have no strategic interest at stake. The bill will likely not pass the House of Representatives. Therefore, this was simply a messaging exercise, and with a message that the American people have roundly rejected and are only rejecting in greater numbers by the day. So, there are people saying that this makes Tommy Tuberville a traitor. Now, whether you agree with this or not, because some people agree that this is very important that we stop the encroachment of Russia on Ukraine or whatever. And, if, and in fact, I think it was, I can't remember, what's her name? Not McCaskill. Anyway, one of the senators was saying, or one of the members of the House, what the hell's her name? I can't think of it. It doesn't matter. She's saying, well, if we don't fund Ukraine, well, we might have to send American troops over there. What? She's like, yeah, well, because if you don't give more money and treasure and weapons and whatever to Ukraine, well, then the Russians, Putin will see this as a signal that, oh my God, I can just take whatever I want, and then maybe they'll have to go into a NATO country, and then what do we do? Then we'll have to send American troops to fight over there. Why would Putin go into a NATO country? Because he knows that would be an all-out war, right? And also, I'm curious. So we're adding another $60 billion to send to Ukraine. Where's the European Union on this? Where's their $60 billion? I haven't heard about it yet. Maybe it's possible that they've said they're going to up, $60 billion for Ukraine so they can have weapons over there and stop the Russian encroachment. But my understanding is that our contribution to Ukraine so far is like 10 times that of anyone else. Now, maybe the combined European Union has come somewhere close. If you combine them all together, maybe. I don't know. I guess I'd have to look that up. What is the contribution of the United States versus the contribution of the European Union? Because it seems like, the biggest threat is not to us over here, an entire ocean away from Ukraine, but perhaps the countries of the European Union that are surrounding that landmass that produces more the third most wheat in the world. But even so, is it being a traitor to have a different opinion on this if we are not declaring war on Russia? And I still say the whole Russian nonsense, our whole thing with Russia goes back to the fact that Hillary Clinton and the Democrats tried to make Russia an issue in the 2016 election and tried to make them our enemy when they weren't at the time. And, it's funny that the Russians didn't make any moves when the guy with the funny hair was in office, but certainly the guy before him and the guy after him, obviously the Russians thought, hey, this would be a good time to do it. Why didn't he do any of this shit while the guy with the funny hair was in office? Don't know. That's kind of weird. So anyway, lots of people bitching at Tommy Tuberville, calling him a traitor and this and that. Republicans against Trump. GOP Senator Tommy Tuberville blames the U.S. for Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Well, blame the U.S.? Did he blame the U.S.? Did we do anything? Maybe NATO. Maybe NATO. he says, I feel sorry for Ukraine, but we forced this issue. We kept forcing NATO all the way to Eastern Europe, and Putin just got tired of it. He said, listen, I don't want missiles on my border from the United States. Is that wrong? Did he say something wrong there? Because I'll tell you what, there are a lot of far left-wing anti-war pundits who are saying the exact same thing. There's a reason Russia would fortify their position in Eastern Europe, because NATO's been encroaching on them ever since we said, remember, was it under Clinton that we suddenly started adding more countries to NATO? And then we've done it ever since, like just kind of creeped that way. Hello, Resolute Germ, how you doing? And those ain't real dudes in the house. Nice to see you. Special Can Acid, Slim Tito. Nice to see you all here. So, you know, it's like, yeah, they don't want us there. Now, am I supporting the fact that they've invaded Ukraine? Absolutely not. But again, you got one autocrat invading another autocrat, and they're not all that democratic places anyway. Oh, we're protecting democracy. No, we're not, because Ukraine is no longer a democracy as of recently. They canceled their elections, and so much for democracy. They're persecuting one religious sect. They banned a religious sect. They banned opposition parties. That doesn't sound very democratic to me. So that's why Tommy Tuberville's trending. Black Sea is trending because Ukraine is celebrating one small victory. They apparently have the Armed Forces of Ukraine, together with units of something, DI Ukraine. What is that? DI Ukraine, Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, destroyed the Cesar Kunikov large landing ship. At the time of the attack, the ship was in the territorial waters of Ukraine near Alupka. Black Sea fish will definitely like Caesar salad. Well, that isn't that clever. You're celebrating the deaths of many Russians, calling them Caesar salad. But look, okay, great. They have a victory on their books, and that ship is also trending, the Cesar Kunikov. And what's becoming an almost bi-weekly event, another Russian warship is taken down by Ukrainian armed forces. A large landing ship, Cesar Kunikov, now sleeps with the fishes, and that's Jay in Kyiv. So it's interesting. That's kind of a new to Russia. So whatever. That's happening in the war. Issues and insight. There's Biden's poll numbers are getting worse. Apparently, as the damning DOJ report emerges, voters worried about Biden's mental acuity. How about the lack thereof? Yes, with the stunning report by the Justice Department suggesting that President Joe Biden is not mentally fit enough to face charges for mishandling state secrets. Oh no, he insists that he is. So let's go ahead and charge him. Let's go ahead and do it. It has now become an open question. Does that mean Biden isn't mentally fit to be president? Americans are overwhelmingly worried that the answer is no, according to the latest Issues and Insights TIPP poll. So if you want to see the poll data on that, you can check that out. Also happening, this is something. Thank you. Reaction, are you here still? Reaction Puerto Rico. Sent me this. This is interesting. We're going to hear about this in the next few days, I'm sure. Bombshell report. Highly credible sources claim the Russian collusion narrative was initiated by the U.S. government, and it came from within the intelligence community. This is a developing story. Quote, this is illegal spying, and this is illegal election interference. That's Matt Schellenberger's words. Here's the report from Jesse Waters. We'll play this real quick.
These are people that are close to the House intelligence investigation of how the Russia collusion hoax began. The story, as you mentioned, was that, we were just informed by foreign intelligence about this. Our sources tell us a very different story, which is that this was initiated by the U.S. government. It came from within the U.S. government's intelligence community, including the CIA, that they asked the so-called Five Eyes nations intelligence agencies, that's the other English-speaking nations, including Britain and Australia, to spy on 26 Trump associates or at least they had a list of the 26 associates that were identified.
Now, this is true. Some motherfuckers need to go to jail. I'm surprised. Honestly, Hillary Clinton should be in jail right now for this whole Steele report thing. They got Trump on charges. So they're saying defrauding the United States, blah, 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 blah. You don't think that this whole Steele report thing that the Democrat Party and Hillary Clinton paid for a foreign spy to get Russian disinformation from Russians and cost the country how much did that Mueller thing cost? $44 million. Now it's obviously that's like that's not even a deck on the Titanic. That's like one of the little rubber things around the foot of the chair. But still, why isn't Hillary Clinton in jail for this whole thing? No one has gone to jail for this literal hoax.
This is new information. Some people have theorized about this and speculated about it. We feel very confident that our sources were in a position to know and are very credible in this report. It's obviously a very serious allegation because this is illegal spying and it's illegal election interference.
Okay, so you're reporting that the CIA got these allies to bump these 26 Trump associates, create interactions, and then call these interactions suspicious and let the FBI know they were suspicious, and that starts the whole thing. What about this binder that encapsulates this whole thing and no one knows?
Oh, speaking of binders, is it possible that some of the classified documents in the classified document scandal regarding Donald Trump, do you think maybe some of that information might have been some of the information they took out of Mar-a-Lago? Don't you think so Trump has all these classified documents, and I can come this close to guaranteeing you that a lot of those documents were related to the Mueller report and the information collected for that because Trump is going to cover his ass with that shit. And that's why the FBI, whatever, that's why they raided it, because just like the January 6th report where the January 6th committee destroyed over 100 different documents. I think Trump is smart enough to try to cover his ass on some stuff, and that's why he had some of this stuff, and some of it he still has because they said they haven't found it all, but whatever. But I wonder how much this is.
Where it is right.
By the way, thank you, Tyre Alexander, for sponsoring the show, putting a bullet in the tip jar. Tyre says if Mexico joined China in an alliance that has been created to halt American aggression, and they place Chinese missiles on our border, we would be ready to annex Mexico too. FTG, those warmongering idiots that will goose step us into World War III. Yes, that's spot on, Tyre. That's spot on. It's absolutely spot on. And I'm not a fan of Russia. I think
Trump has
Putin's an ass.
What's that?
Let's go here. Let me go back.
That encapsulates this whole thing, and no one knows where it is right now, or Trump has it. What's that?
This is a binder that's missing that has some of this information.
Jesse, we'll have a piece tomorrow that is specifically about the binder, but as a friend of the show and of yours on this, I'll say that there has been widespread speculation that this binder was the reason or a reason for the FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago. And we'll be discussing that tomorrow.
That's what I was just saying.
This binder contains what we have been told that it contains, which may include raw intelligence, information showing that the U.S. government, the CIA and the intelligence community of the U.S. government, initiated the Russia collusion hoax. That it did not occur in the way that the official story and the Durham investigation had portrayed it. then that's extremely serious information. And it may be, if the FBI then went to go get it in order to continue the cover-up of this information, that obviously adds an even more dramatic wrinkle to this.
Yes, it does.
Again, we'll have more to say about it
yes,
tomorrow.
It does.
But this is a huge, huge story. I mean, I've been thinking about it in the history of the United States of America. Have we ever had something like this where the intelligence community was weaponized against a political candidate and using our foreign allies to do it? I can't think of a more important or dramatic story. Yeah.
Now, here's what I'm curious about too. Okay. Who engaged the intelligence community? Whose idea was this? That's where I'm going to get to. Whose idea was this? Because a couple things. One, the Clintons seem to be very friendly with a couple former CIA directors. Also, remember when Chuck Schumer made the statement about how the intelligence community has 6 ways to Sunday to get back at you, as opposed to get Pikachu. Remember that? Remember when Chuck Schumer was saying that? In fact, I bet that might be in this. There might be a clip in here. Here it is, right here. Here he is on the Rachel Maddow show.
Upset with how he has treated them and talked about them. You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even
and look at the smirk on his face while he's saying that. Look at his. I'll select a boy, by the way. Yeah. Look at his face. He's smiling like a fucking Cheshire cat. This smarmy prick from New York, Chuck Schumer. He's giddy about the idea. Well, the CIA has 6 ways. Look at this. Look at the fucking
practical, supposedly
look at his
hard-nosed businessman. He's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence
smiling? He loves it.
Would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them.
Well. How well does that fit into the narrative? Now, let's see. What is this? Because there's another part here. Oh, here we go. Oh, is this the whole segment? Hang on a second here. I may not get to the main topic today. I just may not. We'll see. Let's see. Go full screen there. Thank you. I may not get to the full topic today.
And started the entire Russia.
Hang on. Start here.
Brand new details about how Obama's CIA targeted Trump and started the entire
CIA.
Russia hoax. For years, we were told that tips from an Australian diplomat tipped off the FBI after a random conversation with Papadopoulos.
Yes, how did that happen?
A no-name 20-something. But according to new reporting by Michael Schellenberger and Matt Taibbi, the whole thing was a CIA setup.
Schellenberger and Taibbi. You recognize those names? Recognize those names, don't you? The Twitter files. It's those guys. They were two of the main guys doing the Twitter files, and now they're a little into this. Now, this must be the whole report. So if you want to watch this whole report, it is in the links today. Let's see. Yeah, this is him talking to them right there. Okay, yeah. That I was wondering why the other one was so bad. I'll get rid of the other one. But anyway, you got the main gist of it. And this is this is coming out today, I guess. This is because this was last night on Jesse Waters. So look for that one. That is big. Okay, and in fact, I'll take the one that's only part of the report out. Oh no, because then you can find the smarmy prick from New York. Here, let me just make a separate link for that too. Come on, what's going on? Okay, I didn't freeze up. Just my computer. Why is this not working? There we go. Copy link, and we'll put the smarmy prick from New York in the links today. There we go, and then I can get rid of this one. So that report, look for that today. People are going to be talking about that today. All right, now, all right. I guess I am going to get to the main topic, and we'll spend maybe 15 minutes on this. Alajandro Mayorkas, what is his official title? Homeland Security Secretary Alajandro Mayorkas The House of Representatives, by one vote, have voted to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alajandro Mayorkas. I'm going to scroll up at the top here. Let's see. Well, here, I'll just do the article. I have an article from Hill, or from, where's the article? Come on. My computer's freezing. There we go. Republicans impeach Mayorkas in a historic vote. Now, I think this is complete folly as far as I'm concerned, except for you get to hear about this shitbag, because he's a shitbag and he's not doing his job. They're full of shit. The Biden administration is completely full of shit on anything immigration, on illegal immigration. Let's put it that way. House Republicans on Tuesday narrowly secured a historic vote to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alajandro Mayorkas, rallying GOP members after the first failed effort. Mayorkas is the first cabinet official to be impeached since the 1870s, a vote made all the more remarkable by Republicans' inability to pass the same articles of impeachment last week when 3 GOP members joined Democrats to tank the resolution, citing concerns their colleagues were abusing their impeachment power. And, when the first impeachment in particular, well, both impeachments of the guy with the funny hair were an abuse of power by Democrats in the House. And again, a fruitless attempt to remove Trump from office. And this is going to be a fruitless attempt to remove Alejandro Mayorkas, at least via the impeachment and removal process, the Senate vote. It's not going to happen, but they're going to go through this, and dog and pony. It's a dog and pony show because they know it's not going to go through the Senate. But the articles are not expected to move the Democrat-led Senate, or expected to move in the Democrat-led Senate. The Department of Homeland Security described the vote as advancing, quote, without a shred of evidence or legitimate constitutional grounds, end quote. The 2014-2013 vote is a recovery from an embarrassing speed bump. Okay, this is an editorial, isn't it? The way she's writing. This is not reporting. This is her opinion. An embarrassing speed bump for Speaker Mike Johnson, whose fractious conference, particularly Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, had made impeaching Mayorkas a priority as they seek to make the border a central issue in the head of November. Quote, Alejandro Mayorkas deserves to be impeached and Congress has a constitutional obligation to do so, end quote, Johnson said in a statement after the vote. Johnson had to contend with a razor-thin majority, a vote in New York Tuesday night that could narrow the majority even further, and a storm that threatened to keep Republicans from the Capitol. The vote was made possible only by the return of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, who missed last week's vote while undergoing treatment for blood cancer. Republican leadership brought the vote to the floor last Tuesday, thinking they had enough members to clinch a win, only to be surprised by the return of Representative Al Green of Texas, who left the hospital bed where he was recovering from surgery to cast his no vote in a dramatic twist. Republicans did not face such obstacles in their second vote, though they still lost the backing of the same trio of their colleagues, including Representative Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin, who announced over the weekend he would no longer seek re-election. Representative Ken Buck of Colorado and Representative Tom McClintock of California also remain opposed. Quote, who's this a quote from? You'll get it in a second. Quote, House Republicans will be remembered by history for trampling on the Constitution for political gain rather than working to solve the serious challenges at our border, while Secretary Mayorkas was helping a group of Republican and Democratic senators develop a bipartisan solution. Well, there's the problem. His bipartisan solution was bullshit. Bipartisan solution to strengthen border security and get needed resources for enforcement. House Republicans have wasted months with this baseless, unconstitutional impeachment. DHS spokesman Mia Ehrenberg said in a statement, quote, it's interesting because we'll see if they do an extensive quote for someone who actually supports this. They go straight, when you can tell if there's a bias to the reporter, you can tell by who they quote first. And so far, they've only quoted people who think this is a bad thing, that they've done this. You notice that? Without a shred of evidence or legitimate constitutional grounds, and despite bipartisan opposition. Yes, 3 Republicans. House Republicans have falsely smeared a dedicated public servant who has spent more than 20 years enforcing our laws, or not, and serving our country. Secretary Mayorkas and the Department of Homeland Security will continue working every day to keep Americans safe. Hello, unacceptable views. Hello. The GOP held the vote Tuesday night on a fly-in day, the same day former Representative Tom Suozzi, New York, was on the ballot in New York to regain his old seat following the removal of former Representative George Santos. A delayed vote and a victory by Suozzi risked more closely balancing the chamber's numbers and the possibility of a tie vote, which would be a loss on the measure. The House did not debate the articles for a second time on Tuesday. Representative Blake Moore, Utah, changed his vote to no last week in a procedural move that allowed for speedy reconsideration. But when the bill was considered last week, the GOP cast migrants as a threat to the nation while blaming Mayorkas for fentanyl deaths. Okay, see how that's written? Look, many of the migrants are a threat to our national security. They are a threat to our nation. Not all, but a large number of them are. And we're getting migrants from all over the world of military age and grade. Vast majority of these migrants are men. It's interesting. Oh, they're all applying for asylum. Well, where are all the women that would be with you that would be also need asylum? Oh, no, there's no women. And they're coming from countries that are, at least, you talk about Russia being an enemy. Well, is China an enemy? Enemy? Well, not technically, but are certainly 31,000 Chinese nationals coming through our southern border of Mexico that certainly did not walk to get to Mexico should be of a concern. Thousands of Pakistanis, thousands of Indians, thousands of people from Suriname, thousands of people from Senegal, thousands of people from Côte d'Ivoire, thousands from Arab nations that maybe haven't been vetted. Certainly a few people on the terrorist watch list that have come across our border. Those migrants, are those the ones you're talking about, Missy? Again, this is... Now, finally, someone who supports this, they quote, he's disregarding the laws that this body passed, basically disregarding the institution in the United States Congress, disregarding the Constitution itself, which says we write laws and they execute them. House Homeland Security Committee Chair Mark Green of Tennessee, who led the investigation into Mayorkas, said as they were leaving the vote, he should enforce and detain everybody. And he's not been doing that. And so we've held him accountable tonight. Well, then why didn't they impeach Joe Biden too? That would have been a little stickier. They can maybe kind of do this one and say they're doing something. I don't disagree that this man is not doing his job. I do not disagree that this man is a shitbag. This particular use of this power, I don't know if that makes sense. I just don't. I get it, but again, it's kind of like when I knew people were going to do a rally on January 6th in Washington. I said, hey, don't fall for that trap. This is an op. This is an op. Big time op. Just go to the ellipse, go to that, and then stay the fuck away from the Capitol. But they were ready for your ass. They got you to the wrong part of the building, and boy, oh boy, did they stir it up. Stir it up, little darling. The GOP case for impeachment is an unusual one, spurring criticism from conservative legal scholars. Oh, see, even conservative legal scholars. See, this is how this is written on purpose. As well as opposing Republican lawmakers who argue their colleagues did not meet the bar for impeachment. Republicans accuse Mayorkas of willful and systemic refusal to comply with the law claiming he violated immigration laws by failing to detain a sufficient number of migrants. Again, she's using the word migrants. How about illegal border crossers? How about criminal border crossers? No migrant. Oh, they're just migrants. But no administration has ever detained all migrants, and immigration law experts who have... Okay, immigration law experts, which ones? Oh, the ones that support your position. Immigration law experts who have weighed the claim and determined Mayorkas did not violate any laws and is making the same tough choices past administrations have grappled with. And that may be true about whom they have the resources to detain. The articles also accuse him of a breach of public trust, which includes misleading claims, lies about Mayorkas' interaction with Congress and his response to subpoenas from the House Homeland Security Committee. It also says he failed to take action to fulfill his statutory duty to control the border. Democrats have argued the articles fall well short of the standard for impeachment. I tend to agree with that a little bit too. And noted the policies Republicans are impeaching him over have been upheld in court. After extreme MAGA Republicans' first impeachment vote turned into an epic fail in the House floor last week, the tainted vote tonight was an absolute travesty, end quote. Representative Benny Thompson of Mississippi said in a statement. I just laugh because Benny Thompson also is one of the people who would be labeled an insurrectionist based on his vote to overturn the election results of the 2016 election. Mr. Insurrectionist himself, who was the head on the January 6th committee to determine that Trump is an insurrectionist for wanting to challenge the vote in 2020. Anyway, instead of providing the Department of Homeland Security the resources it needs or working together towards a bipartisan solution, they have rejected any solution for the sole reason that they have a political wedge issue in an election year. No, because what was sent to them to supposedly secure the border wasn't even a bill to secure the border. It just wasn't. No funds for certain things that would stop people from jumping that river and fences and shit anyway. History will judge what Republicans did tonight, and the media will brutalize them. That's the other part. You guys, these motherfuckers got to remember, the media is not on your side here. So I hope y'all have a better, a very strong communication mechanism in place, ready for the trashing you're going to get in the media, because there's not that much media that's on your side, and the biggest mouthpieces are all on the other side. So I hope you got something ready, Republicans, because I don't know if this is going to end up looking good for you or not. Maybe. Are they going to televise these impeachment hearings? I guess we'll find out. They threw the integrity of the House, the Constitution, as well as a glimmer of hope of working together under the bus. The Republican voices that opposed the articles, all three of them, expressed concern the bill ran afoul of the standards laid out in the Constitution, saying Mayorkas' job performance did not amount to a crime. And I tend to agree with that. Again, high crimes and misdemeanors, and I get it. If there's a difference between it not enforcing the law the way we want him to and actually breaking the law, and I think he sucks. But I don't know if the impeachment part probably isn't a fitting, it's probably not a fitting way to do this, but it is what it is. It's likewise not clear whether the articles will get much consideration in the Senate. Senate Majority Leader Chuck, the smarmy prick from New York, Schumer's office said Tuesday evening the chamber would take up the articles when it returns on February 26th. Well, that's if they... Oh, that's right, because, senators will be sworn in as jurors in the trial the next day. Senate President Pro Tempore Patty Murray will reside. That's who it was that... Anyway, that's the other thing. The Senate Republicans also have been much more openly dismissive of the impeachment effort than their House counterparts. We've got so many things to do. I don't think impeachment was something intended to be brought up every 3 months or every 2 months. Senator Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia, a member of the GOP leadership team last month. So yeah, so they're going to have to set this up and do this. Look, the bonus here is they won't be working on other shit to take money out of my pocket to give to other countries. So is what it is. All right. I did want to just go through a few of these, just different things that people are saying about this, and then we'll get out of here. Because it is also the big trending topic today. Here, TikTok. This is back when Mayorkas was saying, "I want to be very clear: our borders are not open." Here's Alajandro Mayorkas.
I want to be very clear: our borders are not open. I want to be very.
Yeah. Well, for all practical purposes, they are. That's just a fact. Congressman Byron Donalds on News Nation.
I'm not going to listen to Benny Thompson about distorting the Constitution. Are you kidding me? The last 2 impeachment votes that came through this chamber, the fact that the January 6th committee destroyed evidence that they were compelled to maintain under order from then Speaker McCarthy. The January 6th committee got rid of that evidence, which is a violation of federal law. I believe Benny Thompson was the chairman of that committee. So I'm not going to listen to Benny when it comes to this. The House is going to work its will tonight. We are going to impeach Alajandro Mayorkas. He has not done his job, which is to secure this nation. And I don't care what your politics are. Every American knows it. The polling demonstrates that every American knows it. The Biden administration knows it. They need to reverse course and do the right thing on behalf of the American people.
Okay, so again, shitty job performance, 100% on board. But is it against the law? And Byron Donalds is one of my favorite people in Congress. But is shitty job performance against the law? I don't know, man. I don't think so. Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch, just found the document showing Mayorkas personally rejected. Oh, they also apparently, they rejected Secret Service detail for Robert Kennedy, which is strange because they've afforded Secret Service protection to candidates early on and in the past. But Mayorkas personally rejected the Secret Service protection for Robert Kennedy Jr., which he says is simply despicable. That it took a federal FOIA lawsuit to force this information out speaks volumes. Also, let's see. Oh, here's Byron Donalds again after the vote.
To those mothers, to those families that have lost loved ones to this crisis that has afflicted them, that's been brought to them by Joe Biden, we have answered that call. Alajandro Mayorkas has been impeached, and now the Senate needs to go ahead and do their due diligence on this, because what has happened to our southern border is a travesty. It is a man-made crisis. It is a political crisis brought to us by the Democrats and Joe Biden.
Look, this is okay. Look. The other part of this is, and I'm not, you can watch the rest of that yourself. So Biden, this is Biden's policy that Mayorkas is enforcing in the way that they want. So it's again, shitty job performance is being charitable. Yes, I am being. That is charitable. It's not even that good. It's not even. It's below shitty. But yes, you're right, AD. It's below shitty. It's not just shitty job performance. It's countermanding existing law. Yeah. Again. But is that against the law to do what they're doing? That's what I'm saying. It has to be high crimes and misdemeanors. Maybe it is. I guess we'll find out. See what the lawyers that are, because it's the House managers or whatever that prosecute this in the Senate. So it'll be interesting to see. Sticks Hexahammer, while it is good and justified that Mayorkas has been impeached, the razor-thin margin should concern people. You barely managed to impeach someone who is so derelict that even the liberal media refuses to defend him. That's pathetic. He's saying that to something Laura Loomer said. So a lot of people. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I wish she wasn't a spokesman for anything. Although and it's not that I disagree with her. I just think she doesn't come off as a brainiac, and and she's just I don't know. She's not wrong. I just don't know what it is. Anyway, maybe it's. I'm not saying what I was about to say.
I'm very thankful to our Republican conference for finally working together and standing with the American people to send the message to the Biden administration that it's our border that matters, not other countries' borders. Our border matters. And finally, we've held Alajandro Mayorkas accountable
She's
for
not
his
wrong.
willful and betrayal of the American people and breaking federal immigration
AD, you
laws.
said it.
And
I was
I'm very
thinking, but you
grateful
said
that we were
it.
able to get this done with a razor-thin majority.
Okay, so anyway, got that. Now, of course, the Babylon Bee has the best take on it, and I'm going to actually put the article open. Mayorkas says he's not sure how he can be impeached when he doesn't even do anything. That is funny. Of course, this is a satirical article, and incredulous Alajandro Mayorkas expressed shock that the House of Representatives recommended a vote on his impeachment, as he is unclear how a person doing absolutely nothing can be impeached. That is perfect. So anyway, lots of people. Oh, and speaking of, well, I don't want to call her Bubblehead, but let's see. Lauren Boebert, Alejandro Mayorkas has just been impeached by the House of Representatives. His open borders policies have led to actual death and destruction within our country. It is now incumbent upon the Senate to take this up and remove this man from office. He has no place in it. Look, the Senate ain't going to do it. They can make the best case in history, and the Senate's not going to do it. And that's the problem. So other headlines that you'll see today, again, or just that I have open, there's articles here in National Pulse, breaking Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas impeached. In Breitbart, Speaker Johnson brushes off Mr. McConnell Ukraine funding push, saying that the House will certainly will not vote on the Senate plan. I think they still want a border bill that they can point to that says that's a little more tough, has more teeth in it, and they didn't like they refused the Senate border bill. Now they're refusing the Ukraine funding. And some people are saying, well, you wouldn't do Ukraine funding until you got a border bill, and then we gave you a border bill, and you didn't, and now you're saying it's not, you voted against that, blah blah blah. Yes, they wanted their border bill, HB2, and wanted that one considered in the Senate, not the other way around. And the Senate one doesn't do some of the things that HB2. In fact, one of the things they wanted to go back, put some more funding back to the wall, and the Senate bill did not do that. So instead, they could go into do some reconciling of the two bills, but the Senate bill was what's her face, Kirsten Sinema, and the dude from Louisiana. Anyway, and Chris Murphy. It was a Democrat, basically. Come on down bill, basically. Remember, like the Price is Right, come on down still. And it didn't fulfill the goals of the House bill. And so they don't want to hear it until because they weren't invited. They had the House bill that the Senate will not take up. So now there's the Senate bill that the House will not take up. Hey, shitbags, how about getting together and fixing this? Oh, well, the Senate doesn't really want to do that, the Democrats. And the House, do they really want to do it, or they just want an election issue? Well, I bet they do, but they want HB2. Hello, Renee Mayette, by the way. So, and the idea that they were tying it, a standalone bill, exactly, Renee, the fact that they tied it to the funding, that's not what they asked for. They want a bill, a law, whatever, to do the border stuff that is separate, that fits the goals of the House, and then they'll take up the Ukraine funding. And you know what? It's not that they're siding with Russia. Look, if this is such an emergency that Ukraine needs more funding, then maybe they can go to the EU and say, hey, EU, we need $60 billion because we can't get it from the White House yet. Can you spot us $60 billion? Because right now, all this money that the United States is giving to Ukraine, Yes, it's going back to American contractors. Yes, the BlackRock associated companies are buying up land in Ukraine because that's how they're going to pay it back. Yes, they're basically, you're putting Ukraine in. Is it just money we're giving to them? Are they going to owe us something at the end of this? And this is how, the geopolitics of this aren't as clean as you might think or what they portray. That's why Monsanto is buying up land all over Ukraine. Oh, what does the land in Ukraine do? Oh, they call it the world's breadbasket. It's the third largest grain producing country in the world. And Monsanto and other these GMO companies that, grow shit, they're buying up land in Ukraine. How'd that happen? Well, see, we know they're going to owe some money, so they need to sell off some land. Interesting. So, look, sorry, they're not going to look at this bill to get our border fixed, and then maybe they'll consider someone else's border, and that's their thing, and we'll fight it out in an election year, which, who knows? They'll probably decide that they're going to talk only about abortion during the election year. Who knows? This is a make or break week for Trump's 4 criminal cases. Former President Donald Trump faces a crucial week in all 4 of his criminal cases. Proceedings slated to take place in each of the cases this week will shed more light on their timelines and whether a trial will be held ahead of the 2024 election. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, by the way. Importantly, Trump's bid to dismiss his election interference case is now back before the Supreme Court, and the justices coming decision will determine whether proceedings can resume at the lower court. Trump asked the justices Monday to halt the D.C. Court of Appeals decision, finding he is not immune from prosecution while he files his appeal. If the justice declined Trump's request for a stay or his eventual appeal, his trial before District Court Judge Tanya Chutkan will be clear to move ahead. The justices have requested a response from Special Counsel Jack Smith by February 20th at 4 p.m. Now, the problem in that one, so they said that any presidential immunity for acts done that are related to being the president of the United States, that immunity ends the day he leaves office, and then he can be prosecuted for things he did while he was in office. Well, does that apply to every president? Because there was a little gun sale to some Mexican cartels that a certain former president did, that if that's on the table, I'm pretty sure that shit was illegal. Maybe we can prosecute him for that. Or is he immune for prosecution for that little foible that happened during his term in office? I'm just curious, because boy, oh boy, we can certainly think of some things that a lot of former presidents, Republican and Democrat, have done that now they can be prosecuted for because they are no longer in office, and now they can be prosecuted. They have no immunity for what they did while they were president. So that was a very interesting decision by the circuit, or not the circuit, but the Court of Appeals in the Trump case. So it'll be interesting to see what the Supreme Court does with this regarding the so-called election interference case. Anyway, granting Trump's request for a stay would further postpone the trial if the justices also take up his eventual appeal. The timeline for the trial would depend on how soon the Supreme Court chooses to hear and resolve the issue. And Chutkan already vacated the scheduled March 4th trial date earlier this month. So anyway, and then there's also the Georgia hearings ahead for Fannie. Fannie Willis is having a little problem in her case, and she could be disqualified based on the evidence presented in co-defendant Michael Roman's motion. So that case is coming to a head. What else do they talk about? Well, let's see, Eileen Cannon held a non-public hearing Monday in Trump's Florida classified documents case, which Trump attended. She is currently weighing efforts by Trump's legal team to postpone certain pretrial deadlines, which the special counsel office alleges is a bid to delay trial as long as possible. When you're dealing with 3 friggin' trials at the same time, maybe that might be necessary. So there you go. That's why they're probably doing that. Oh, I'm late. I better get out of here. Daily Wire, the DOJ releases photos from Hunter Biden's phone showing apparent cocaine and crack cocaine. Shocker. In the Washington Free Beacon, Colorado Democrats may move to require public schools to socially transition gender-confused students. Yes, that's Colorado lawmakers are weighing a legislation to require the state's public and charter schools to socially transition any gender-confused student by adopting that child's preferred name and pronouns. Yes, but the state will require schools to do that. What if you have a objection to that? The bill states that a student's chosen name is a protected form of gender expression that schools must respect. How schools implement and enforce this mandate will be left to local district administration according to the proposal's author. If you live in Colorado, go talk to your state representatives on that bullshit, please. Please. On legal insurrection, apparently a white woman is hosting illegal immigrants and says she feels like she has her own personal chef now. I don't know if you saw this case. You got to watch it. This Haitian family has moved in with a woman in Massachusetts because Massachusetts has asked their citizens to house and host some of these illegal border crossing migrants. And so this is a story of a family. This rich white woman has this Haitian family living with her. And boy, oh boy, does that woman know how to cook, and they clean my house. And boy, oh boy. Wow, is this, did they just bring back slavery? I don't know. Anyway, also the mega church shooter in Joel, what's his name? Joel Osteen's church was an alien who should have been deported and also trans. So you're probably not going to hear about this one in the mainstream media anymore. And then, that's it. That's all I got. Okay, guys, I got to go. I'm late. So thanks for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. Lovely having you here. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Not everyone has done it yet. And share the stream before you go or after you go. I don't care. Just share the stream. And then finally, you can sponsor the show at pdognight.live, which is the Streamlabs link. It's also, well, it's not pinned, but anyway. And thank you, Ty Alexander and Zed the Snarky, the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day, for sponsoring the show today. You are great Americans, as is everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Light Live. I'm sorry, but I'm going to abruptly leave. My name is P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Those links will be in the chat for the rest of the show. See ya! Bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Night, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.